Morning, folks. Today's shaving cream is brought to us from, I think you pronounce that as lighter, maybe litter. I'm not real sure. Anyhow, it's the classic one. If you're unfamiliar with this, the shaving cream inside is a lot like the color of the aluminum metal container there, the tube. It is green if the light doesn't wash that out. Um, and I decided to follow the shaving cream up with the going lime today. With Colonel Conk's lime. This one here I got from Superior Shave. It was on sale for a whole $6. I got a link down below if you want to check some of these items out. I've got it whipped up here with the the theme. I guess I should have wore a green shirt too. This is the Green Ray from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Got it whipped up here in a salsa bowl. And yes, green, keeping up with that theme. Does have a scent to it, but my nose kinda, it might pick up a little citrus, maybe. Didn't know any better. Maybe menthol. My nose this morning is not up to par, so there's no telling what the true scent is that I'm picking up. Shaver of the day. It has got the wrapper here. Wilkinson sword blade is the choice today, and I have it in a fine super slant, or super light I should say, slant razor. This one here is the, I guess you might say the first one. It is plastic or polymer, I guess you might say. And so if you're looking for one of these, buy, sell, trade would be the area to go to. eBay. You can kind of see right there, there's just a little bit of a overhang right there. Not much, but just a tad bit there. Another slant razor, and the next shave after this one here will be another fine slant razor. It'll be the aluminum one. This one here, I've got it listed down below. I just slipped my mind on how much it weighs. It's not very much. I don't even think it's a half an ounce if I remember right. Or to put a hot towel to the face this morning. Get started with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Preshave Cube. What's left of it here? It's the Holliday version. But yes, that slant razor is very light. And the aluminum one is light also. I think the aluminum one weighs just over an ounce if I remember right. And I think the length is not even 3 inches and a quarter. I think it's just below a quarter inch maybe. Something like that. Not very long in total length, if I remember right. Guess I should have wrote those numbers down. I thought I would remember them better than what I am. It is a Saturday morning, so did sleep in this morning. Kind of nice to sleep in from time to time instead of getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning. You can kind of see the pre-shave soap doesn't take very long to lather up. Work it into the skin, into the whiskers, preparing the face along with that hot towel. It's one of the things I noticed early on in my, I guess you might say, my journey, learning how to shave, was that a hot towel made a world of difference in how the whiskers, I guess you might say, started responding to the blade. It just makes the shave go just a tad bit smoother for me. For some people it may not be a big deal, but for me it made a world of difference. Something simple like a hot towel. This is a pleasant scent. I don't find it off-putting or anything like that. I wish I was better able to put my finger on what that scent is. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. Like I say, this thing is very lightweight. For me, when I first used it, I was quite concerned about the weight. Hopefully, if you go on the buy-sell trade, the box will still be available also that it came in. I like the packaging. Some razors come in. It's interesting, you know, on how they market their razors. Kind of reminds me of the advertisements I've seen from days gone by on how folks would advertise their razors. Yeah, for me, I have to be very, very careful with this one here. It feels like it's pretty easy. I could almost drop it. I'm so used to items that are a little bit heavier. As it goes for the shave with the Wilkinson sword blade, it's working out quite well. There is something that kind of crossed my mind to pay a little bit more attention to. This one here, of course, being plastic, so it's a little bit different animal. But as it goes for, as I go through the number of slant razors, is the coating on the, especially on the cap, the head. I do wonder sometimes, you know, when you get a matte finish versus a finish that looks similar to this right here, if that has anything to do with the glide as it's going across your face. If one is smoother, slicker, going across the face than the other. In other words, you think that very shiny, slick looking, smooth surface would glide across your face better than maybe a matte finish, maybe? I don't know that it's really that noticeable. I think maybe it might depend on what kind of shaving cream or soap that you're using, whether it's very noticeable or not. I know for me, it doesn't really seem to matter one way or the other, but for some folks it might. In other words, whether there's a drag or not. I think I remember hearing about that sort of thing some time ago, about some folks thought there was a bit of a drag with certain kind of coatings. I don't really notice it. But then again, it might be due to, how can you say, my prep. What I use to get the face prepped, ready to go. This is pretty smooth shaver. Even though it is lightweight, I don't find myself wanting or feel like I have a need to apply extra pressure to it. It shaves pretty nice. Going price on these sort of items when they're no longer being produced, imagine that the price could be all over the map. I don't find that these are, how you say, on eBay in abundance. So it might be one of those things, if you see it, you might want to get it if you really want one. One thing to be aware of, once again, I don't even think it weighs a half an ounce. It is very lightweight. So if you're like me, starting out with a lightweight shaver when you've been using something that's heavy, it could be a bit of a challenge. But I give it a good try. In other words, try different blades. Oh, I got a link down below for Matthew Lawrence. For me, I just couldn't hardly stop laughing. It was, you know, that what it is he had a video out for the 5 worst razor blades, at least for him. And for me, I couldn't hardly stop laughing because, you know, if you've tried some of these blades over the years, some blades don't seem to work out for some folks, and some folks it seem to be, yeah, that's the blade for me. And for me, you know, I've ran across a number of those blades that it's not for me. It was very much like on the nightmare side of things, like, no, I am not finishing the shave with this blade. And one of my comment, you know, it was along the lines, you know, the blade that should not be named and it should not be said and that sort of thing. It was just, I was having fun with it. Cause I've had a few of those shaves with trying different blades, and it's like, no, this blade is not working for me. This razor and this blade combination is working quite well, though. I've had some blades and some razors that didn't perform very well, and tried that blade in a different razor, and it was like night and day. Totally different performance. Now, as far as I know, the edge was okay. In other words, it wasn't a bum blade. In other words, wondering why you get such a terrible shave with it in one razor and a fantastic shave in another. Now there's a Wilkinson sword. This one here is, I should have mentioned this in the beginning. This particular Wilkinson sword is the one that comes in the black packaging, which I think is from Germany. And then there's, in other words, it's not the one from India. I think that's how that works. If you go to Razor Blade Club, there's 2 listings for Wilkinson sword, and one's referred to as economy. And I've got the link down below for both of those if you're wanting to check that out. I noticed that on the economy, he sells them as a single and a 5-pack, but not in other words like a 100-pack or anything quite like that. So I don't know if he's not going to continue to carry those economy ones or not, but they are slightly different in between the two. I get, in other words, the coating. And I've tried the economy and it worked just fine for me, but you know, like I say, you know, it's kind of a your mileage may vary type thing that some blades may work well for you but not well for others, and so on. Or it works well in one razor and not so much in another. It is kind of strange how that works, but in my experience, it's happened to me. Just casually looking at the razor and the blade, wondering why so different. But yeah, I thought it was a good idea for the 5 worst blades, because you don't always hear much about, you know, somebody's, you know, blades that didn't work very well for them. And for me, I've tried several different blades over the years, and like I say, usually I bought more than 1 pack, just in case if there was one that pack that didn't turn out very well, maybe the next pack might. When you start looking at the edge to see if it's perhaps that grind isn't quite right. It's kind of making a joke of the fact that maybe it was, like, you know, made on a Monday. You know, what they say about things that take place on Monday, especially like after a holiday, 3-day, 4-day weekend, whatever the case might be, coming back on a Monday, not really looking forward to that sort of thing. So maybe the quality control wasn't quite where it needed to be because it was on a Monday after a holiday. Colonel Conk Lime. I should say, if you first time you ever used one of these, all the ones that I've ever got come with this, I guess you might say, a little plastic plug. So you'll have to pop that out and show you what the, there's no restrictor per se. Whatever the opening is on the glass top, yeah, that's what the restrictor looks like. So it's going to come out, even though it is smaller than a lot of others, it's going to come out in a hurry. So you got to be kind of careful on how it flows. And it is true to the lime. It's very limey. Like I say, I've got a link down below for these items. For me, the best place to find this kind of shaving cream was on eBay. It was the easiest for me to find it. I'm not aware of a particular store that, or a place online, in other words, that carries it. Maybe they do and I just didn't find it. Just a quick search, it seemed like eBay was the easiest place to find it, and then that's where I picked up my extra tubes. This I was introduced to this by a fellow wet shaver, sent this to me, and if I'm not mistaken, I think these are made in Poland, if I remember right. Can't remember for sure, but I think it is. I think it is in Poland. But he sent me a few tubes, and that's how I got introduced to it. Oh, and I should mention, and it does look, this tube does look a little small. Yeah, it is small, very small compared to, let's say, like a tube of Parasso. So if you're looking for something that fits in a bag that's easier to travel with, this here might be right up your alley. Performs great. Great shave. No nicks, cuts, weepers, or anything of the sort. Went fantastic. Had a great shave on a Saturday morning. Yeah, a lot of college football games, so got to get busy with it. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.